Okay, there we go. Someone in chat. Okay. We're just gonna wait for Dubes to get ready, and then we're gonna go in. So yeah, it has been 6 months since I've played Rebellion. Yeah. And for how much I love this game when I first started, that's kind of crazy to think, but there's just been so much stuff to do. So perhaps this is a New Year's resolution to do a little bit more Rebellion content. Okay, he picked the route setup. How much do I remember about the route setup? Not much, but we'll see. We'll see how I do with that. I can see that it's really lagging on that end, but that's okay. Okay. Quick shuffle through. Okay, let's look at the setup. Again, this is for anybody rewatching the stream, and even anybody watching right now. This is going to be rusty. Okay, we don't have a Corellia, and Sullust is kind of lonely and open for an attack, but we do have Imperial loyalty there. Rhodia may have to be... Yeah, Rhodia and Slukamai are just going to be massive grounding points. So I'm going to do a lot more talking as I play now, because the other streams that I did on this channel were just commentary, so you didn't actually get to see me play, which maybe this isn't the best video to see me play, because I feel like I will really embarrass myself, especially since we're playing with Dubes here. You can even see me messing up the controls because I am still working on remembering them, so I can't even remember what's the thing to organize. Oh, I think it's actually 1 to organize all the units in 1 line. Okay. We can have a planetary conquest force on Coruscant. And maybe put 1... Oh! Maybe put 1 trooper down on Coruscant as well. And move out to Corellia with the Star Destroyer. Okay, that seems right. I'm just worried if he goes with something in Kador or Alderaan, some kind of attack force. That won't be too good. And we don't want to leave... If we do leave... Okay, so we're going to leave a guy here, obviously, because we need to. I don't like how open Mygeeto and Mandalore are going to be. Because Mygeeto is going to be obviously like a first strike location. I don't like how much the stream is lagging. I'll have to fix that at some point later, because there's not much I can do about it now. Yeah, I'm not sure, because... And by the way, thank you to Dubes for being so patient with me in this game, because this is going to take a while. This is a strategy I used to do. I'm going to put an ATSC in Mygeeto. It just discourages an attack because we can play the 2 damage card. Oh, look at me already getting it to it. So right now we have 2 guys there. 2 guys, I call it troopers. I'm considering if we want Seleucami or Mandalore to defend Mygeeto. But if we're putting the ATSC there, I think that means that we're not going to defend Mygeeto. We have to look at his planets, obviously. He has Ryloth. So obviously we go into Naboo. But yeah, we can't have 2 guys there. We need to have... we'll have 2 ATSCs there. We can put the AC in a different spot, because the Star Destroyer is with Death Star. Of course, he could attack in Cato, or he could attack into Sullust, and that would be really, really crappy. So I think we do actually put the assault carrier there, because we're going to have to move into Corellia. And we'll leave 1 additional TIE fighter on Coruscant and 1 TIE fighter there. Okay, it's not lagging that much on the streaming software, but it's lagging a lot on my other monitor, which is just spectating it. Maybe that's just the monitor. I don't know. Let me know if there's any lag. And these 2... Yeah, I guess we'll put 1 here and 1 here, yeah. Yeah, so the screen is stuttering. But it looks like when I'm moving the mouse or I'm moving stuff on the screen, it's fine. But like if I'm like holding units, but I don't know if the audio is all right as well, or if it's lagging. I think the same issue. Yeah, audio is perfect. Okay, great. I think the same issue popped up when I was streaming last time, and just my solution with that was just not to move the camera too much, and it was only just to hold units. Because I don't know if that's like an eyesight thing, but it was never a problem like when you're holding units and moving them around. Like this doesn't seem to lag, but whenever I move the screen, it does. Yeah, like you can see duped. Yeah, there you go. Like that's fine. So that's really weird. I don't know. Okay, yeah, but now I have to move the screen to do a little bit of setup. So we have Celis, obviously, we have Magneto, we have Mandalore, we have Slukamai, and we have Rhodia. Okay, let's look at our... Oh my goodness, I'm moving the screen so much now. Okay, so we have palps and we have track them. See, YouTube is already asking for ModBC. No, I'd forget. So we have palps and track them. I really don't like track them because I feel like I never end up using it. But the threat of track them is honestly better than track them itself. The fact that I might play it. According to my design, it's like, you know, you use it to win a battle every now and again. But oh my god. That is insane. Propaganda and display of power. Did we win the game? No, we definitely didn't. Okay, he's playing Leia. He's probably just gonna fish Calamar. Oh, but he's playing the route deck as well. We have to consider that. Oh my goodness. If there's one thing in Rebellion that I was never familiar enough with, it was the route deck. Because the Rebel route deck specifically, because I don't play Rebels as often as I do Empire, and I never play the route deck if I do play Rebels, because I just wasn't familiar with it. So this is going to be a tough match, because I know there's some really powerful Rebel diplomacy cards. Okay, so let's look at this. He's going to get Utapau as normal. So I think if we do a propaganda with Vader, flip Naboo and Utapau, like step in with the AC. And I mean, do we really want to use display of power now? I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't think we do. Now the question is, do we put Palps or do we put Vader on it? I think that the threat of Vader is better than Palps because it'll make him play a little bit like sillier. And the other three moves is like Naboo, Kashyyyk, and I guess we could do Geode or Toydaria? Or no, Corellia. We go Corellia, yeah. Okay. I don't know why it's so choppy. I'll have to figure that out later. Once the stream's over. So yeah, obviously. He's gonna take that. Okay, so I say we just go with, he wouldn't do a trap, would he? And if he did, we'd want to sacrifice Taj. Okay, let's do the AC. So Gazanti, 2 troopers to avoid any reputation nonsense, and we flip it. Okay, no trap. Infiltration in Sullust. Expected, he can take it. I was watching a Wombat video a couple days ago. I went on a trip, so I went on a flight, and I just downloaded a couple. And he was talking about the whole strategy with how you might block infiltration. And I just never saw it. I just never saw why you would, because it just feels like a waste of a leader. And as the Empire, you always have to be on the move. So, do I want to leave? I'll leave. I'll bring the whole parade with like this. Yeah, and like so when Vader does propaganda there, we can support Vader. Yeah, it literally is just when the camera moves. I don't know why. I have to get that fixed because that is just annoying to watch. Oh yeah, that is 7 things. That is a fair point. Okay. Well then we'll have to leave the I don't want to leave a ground troop, so we'll leave the fighter behind. See, and that's the thing that a lot of Imperial players don't pay attention to as well. And I think this happened a couple times when I was rewatching some of the tournament games that we had. Is the total number of units you can carry. A lot of the times you just mess it up because you're not paying attention to that kind of thing. As Empire, especially, like I didn't pay attention. I'm like, okay, I'll just bring a bunch of units. But yeah, there is a set limit, and sometimes that can bite you in the butt. Okay, so I should have guessed it was trade relations. Okay, so this is our big move. I don't think he has a trap base on Moncal. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, stopping the amount of probes that they can draw. Yeah, 100%. That's why I think infiltration can be infiltration. No, gather intel. Infiltration is the card that they play. Gather intel can be such a powerful card, depending on how many units they have in the base. Okay, so I think we have to block Moncal, and if we lose Tarkin, that's a shame. But we'll do propaganda first. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter. I didn't have to move Palpy there anyway because he didn't have anyone to block with. But I guess there could have been subversion. But what are the chances of that? Okay. I should have moved the AC, or should have moved the Star Destroyer to Kashyyyk. I guess we'll just do this because I don't want to lose anything if there is a problem. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, what missions did we get? We got stellar efforts and carbon freeze. Carbon freeze, I don't like it because it feels so rare that you actually get to use it. And let's see who we're recruiting. Oh, I didn't look at the probes. Okay, Naboo, great, we were already there. Kashyyyk, we're already there. Just my luck. And Moncal, and I think that's all we moved. Yeah, we didn't move Corellia because we had to block. Okay, we got Oslo. We got Oslo. Okay, perfect. Well, that's done and done. I didn't even think about that. I mean, it's Oslo. I mean, Dubes knows that I like interdictors more than I should, and Oslo's other card is the project card, so he might think that I have the project card. I don't think he. I don't know though. Like the fact that I picked it so quickly, he'd be like, yeah, he's got Oslo now. Okay. What's the plan? Okay, the plan is. Goodness. So we have to move. I mean, we don't have to move to Utapau, but I guess he would just gain loyalty if we didn't move into Utapau and, you know, crush them. So I think it's time to do some loyalty stuff. Yeah. I think and a little bit of patrolling. So I think we do. Oh, now I showed it. I think we do a. I think we do a display of power and a rule by fear. Rule by fear but oh my goodness. I did not build. This is going to be a long game. I'm like, why do I have so few units? Like, what am I doing? Okay. ATST, assault. One stormtrooper, one assault tank. Okay, so this is on build Q1. So that'll be here anyway. We need a HE80. We need a trooper. In fact, I won't take a trooper. I'll take a tank. We'll take the striker. The strikers are very decent. Yeah, like that. So not the best build queue. Definitely not the best. I wish we had Star Destroyers, but we didn't get Corellia. So what will you do? Okay. What was I doing? Okay, we do display of power, and I'm thinking we do rule by fear. But the question is where? Okay. Base could really be anywhere. It could be in Ryloth, it could be in Endor, it could be in Dantooine Ilum. Like, all of these places are candidates for a good base. Yeah. Okay, well, some deployment. We definitely need some backup in here. Actually, no, we'll put the tank here because we need. Or did I already put the TSC there? Yeah. So 2 units there. We'll put the tank there. We have an ATSC there. Those troopers are kind of stranded in Silicon, but whatever, because ATSCs are great. And we'll put 2 troopers there. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, now the question is, what do we do? So I'm thinking we display of power Moncal to get our Star Destroyers up. I mean, we could display of power Ryloth. I've always liked that play because it checks if the base is there, but like, I think it's too gimmicky. Yeah. Okay, maybe we save display of power. Yeah, I don't think we try any capture gimmicks because that just feels unnecessary. And we don't need... Okay, so I think we just do R&D and Rule by Fear. Rule by Fear in Corellia and R&D in... Or R&D wherever we might want to block a sabotage. You could already tell it's pretty rusty, yeah. I'm not doing too well, am I? Okay, infiltration. Let's see where he does infiltration. Yeah, he's suspecting that I'm doing some Moncal stuff. I won't block it because we need to, or I think we need to move those units, so... We might have to. We might have to. They seem like I need to plan better. I need to plan better and plan faster. Because right now the only plan is kind of Corellia Rule by Fear and squash Utapau. I don't think he would go with a trap base. That'd be so evil if he did, though. Because I don't want to move Vader into Utapau if there's going to be some bad stuff there. So the only person we could sacrifice is Tarkin. Yeah, I think we move Tarkin into Utapau. And we kind of move this Corellia, the Coruscant fleet up to Corellia and then Celeste. Okay. We'll move the Star Destroyer, the TIE Fighter, and this stuff. Yeah. It is a subjugated system, so no. We'll move all the ground units and remove the subjugation so that there isn't any, you know, reputation nonsense. Okay. Let's go with, like, just something quick and easy. I just don't want to lose units, honestly. Yeah, prevent 2 red hits. So we are rolling. Let's see if I remember what each unit rolls. Green and 3 blacks. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, we're attacking, so we roll first. Okay, let's go. He blocks 1 black hit. Yeah, so just 1 damage on each. Okay, shame that we couldn't get it, but we do have 1 reroll. I think we rerolled a black since he already blocked 1, and we get another damage. Ooh, that is not good. Yep, destroyed the AT-AT, or ATSC. Yep, well, sometimes that's just how the dice get you. I mean, 2 crits on black die. That is not good. Why is it lagging so much? I don't get it. Okay, that was our move, so it's his move now. Han with sabotage, okay. So we didn't get the Taj block. Okay, he still has to roll. Let's see what he rolls. yeah, I mean, like, chances of that happening are not great. Still remember the fact that there's a bug on Utapau where the sabotage marker doesn't go there. I don't know why, but it doesn't. Okay. I think we do assault to Corellia and just smack the rule by fear down. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I think we're moving the fleet up because we need to start covering stuff down in the bottom corner of the map, because that stuff is just there's no ships there, and there's no ships that are planning to go there. Build lines, yep, can't stop it. I mean, we could stop it, but she has 3PO anyway, so yeah, great stuff. Okay, so we'll slap the. Now we should have played Vader there because help pass the rule by fear, but oh well. First mistake of the game. I'm sure there's been plenty of mistakes. Well, let's roll. Looks like Boobs may have disconnected because... Oh, there we go. No, he's back. Okay, he's blocking. As expected, 3. Just my luck. Oh, what's he doing? He gets to recruit whatever leader he wants. Yeah, that's part of the route deck. Okay, well, we punch the... It doesn't matter now what order we do it in because things are already down the gutter. I'm taking the interdictor because I am biased. And Vader is going to... we're not going to go to Geo just yet because we'll move the AC there with the Star Destroyer. But we can go to Toydaria. Or do you want to get the fleet out of Moncal? The fleet is not going to do anything in Moncal, so I think we do move the fleet out of Moncal into Felucia. Oh, we're going to have to reinforce it with fighters. Yeah. Turn 3, and I would say things are not going up to standard. Or perhaps what we want to see. Okay, we got Piet and Boba. I think we have to go with Piet. We haven't been through much combat, but like, I don't know. This Boba card can also be very situational. It's kind of like track them. I think we have to pick Piet. I'm gonna go with Piet. Maybe a bad play if you're watching the VOD. If anyone doesn't know what that is, that's what, after the stream is over and it's still up, it's a VOD. Let me know in the comments if that was a bad play, because I feel like that may have cost something, especially since we do have carbon freeze, but I don't know. We did draw a planetary conquest. So maybe Bobo was right. I don't know. Looking back at it, I think he was. Okay. Obviously, we're not building since it's turn 3, but we do have a very decent amount of units to deploy. So, of course, we don't have Corellia up because I didn't play the thing that I need to play, which was, moving Palpatine with Vader when he did Rule by Fear. I think we dropped the AT-AT and the Trooper in Coruscant, and the AT-SC with the fleet in Corellia so that they can start covering stuff in the bottom right corner of the map. Yeah. Okay, do we run the interdictor now or later? I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. I feel like we're just out of capital ships and like things need to start looking better for us. I think we do display of power. I think we have to bait him out with potential trade negotiations or a rule by fear in Corellia. And we'll do the interdictor. That is so many leaders, though. Yeah, that's just so many leaders, but the build queue's coming up. If we're doing the bait and switch, we may as well just guarantee, but we can't guarantee it. He's got... Oh, no, he's only got Han back, so perhaps we don't need rule by fear. So interdictor will put Ozil. He'll get a nice vacation day. And obviously we need Palpatine to do display of power. And we'll put... I mean, he knows it's interdictor. He knows it's interdictor. There's no way he doesn't, because no matter who we put on, the chances of, putting 2 leaders on a mission are very low in this game. So we'll put Tarkin on. Do you want Tarkin, though? He'll help with the loyalty in Corellia. Actually, no, but we're not flipping Corellia. We're going to be flipping Moncal with display of power. Okay, let's go. What is Han doing? Just chilling? Okay. Well, okay. If you say so. Oh no, he's doing infiltration. What am I talking about? Well, we're not gonna block it, yeah. We're not gonna block it. Because we need to move units out of there. Okay. Do we move units now? Do we move units later? I don't know. I think this is the turn where we start grouping up the forces and start building like the fleets that start covering the map. So I think we do a Felucia Kashyyyk group up, and a Geonosis Utapau. Yeah. I forgot to look at the probes. We got Bespin and Ilum. Ilum's nice. Bespin is also quite nice. But I want to cover more part of this map in the Huts region, because that's the spot where things can really start going wrong. Because we don't have like a major fleet that can really take control of that area. Okay. Let's do display of power right now, honestly, so that he could play some missions and we have a feel of what's going to happen. Well, that may have ended the game. Yep. Subversion. Yep. And he's getting the Death Star plans now. Okay, well, we're not going to block it now, or else the only chance we had of blocking that was if we blocked Han at the beginning when he did his infiltration. Yeah, this is why Dubes is one of the best role players. He can group things up so well, like with timing and managing the missions and having them at the perfect opportunities. He can do that so well. It's insane. He's really having a think about these objectives that he's searching with stolen plans. I'm guessing it's because, obviously, Death Star plans is on there because we're on tier 3 already, unless he skipped them, which is unlikely. Yeah, so he's considering whether we need a Death Star, attack on the Death Star or not. And he chose tier 2 objectives, so maybe it is Death Star plans, I don't know. He only has tier 1s, And the fact that he hasn't played any makes me think that they're not very good. Or have done just an excellent job stopping them, which is unlikely. So he did put a tier 2 on the top. Okay. We're moving in with Piet to Celis. We're gonna leave a stormtrooper there because we want to eventually get loyalty there. I don't know when, because Doobs is just timing this stuff so perfectly, but do we have enough capacity? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, we have the Gasanti anyway, or the AC, so we'll be fine. Okay, wrap mobilization. Classic, just searching through the probe deck, seeing what the Imperial player doesn't have. Well, we do the group up. So we do the group up in Mandalore, and we do the group up in Geonosis. And then we start crushing those systems. We can leave Utapau to rot. I just don't want any rapid mobilization stuff there. I'm gonna leave one trooper behind in Rhodia because that place needs to be locked down. Yeah. Yeah. I need to fix the lag because on the streaming software, it's not showing any lag. But on YouTube, when it translates, it lags on the screen, and I don't know why. Maybe there's something I can do in settings to change that. Okay, so he's got Mothma and Riken left. Riken's not doing rapid, but he did get Akbar, so can expect something with him. Two of his, I do not remember his cards. I know that one of them shares it with Medina. It halves the enemy health or the both healths of both players, something like that. And then another one is also some fleet related stuff. I don't know. Okay, well, it'd be great if we could play Interdictor first. Maybe we should have, but he would have just gone back to back. I mean, like, so what I'm trying to say there is if we played Interdictor earlier, then we may have blocked some of the stuff here, but like he would just play Infiltration as soon as we move the fleet out. Yeah. Okay, let's get a Interdictor on the build queue. Turn 1. Yeah, right? On space 2 of the build queue now. On space 1. No, space 1. Space 1. Yeah, so she's getting Bestman. We know it's not Bestman. But that's just to get us to split up the fleet, because right now, if we find the base with the Celis fleet, that's not going to do enough damage to kill him. Okay, so next group up is the group up down in Mandalore. Now that I know that the stream lags, like I'm like hesitant whenever to ever move the screen. We're running out of fighters right now. Like the Striker and the TIE Fighter is just not enough, and the AC and the Star Destroyer. Believe it or not, the Star Destroyer, a Gazanti, a TIE Fighter, and a TIE Striker, probably a squadron if it was real Star Wars, is not enough to stop a Rebel fleet. This game can just get insane. Okay, let's start doing a little bit of planning. So we have to move to Ryloth. I think we move to Ryloth first to stop the loyalty. I think from Mustafar move to Dathomir. I think we have to start covering some stuff. I mean, we could go to Ord, but like I feel like we're just leaving Yavin and all that undefended. And I'm not playing my cards to cover the probe map. Okay, hold on, I'll do that later. Okay, make an example. Bad Feral Human line, amazing. He's got Raid Outpost, great. So we got Alderaan and we got Kessel. Kessel's really nice. Where have we been? We've been to Corellia, we've been to Utapau, we've been to Geonosis. Solus we already had. Yeah, we haven't really covered much of the map. We have not really covered much of the map. Yeah, I may have to discard one. No, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So we have two moves that we're going to make. I don't know if we group the fleet in Ord, but since we know it's not Ilum, we might not need to, so maybe we just go to Dathomir right away. We do need to build. So it's 3 troopers and a tank. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely discard make an example because that is just never done. Yeah, and raid up. So, oh my goodness. See, like this is the problem. If you haven't played this game, if you don't play this game regularly, things just go so fast. Okay. Well, we could put it on obviously planets that we know is not the base, which is really just Ilum. And you can also put it on planets which you know you're going to move to. So I'm going to do Ilum and Dathomir. Yeah. This is just... yeah, this is not a good spot. I mean, too many of our missions were blocked. That's if you want to know how you're doing as Empire, check how many of your missions have been blocked. Or like look at how many times the rebels have feuded your... Is that a word? Attacked. And it's going to be clear if you're doing well in this game or not, because I've had, I think, Rule by Fear was blocked, Display of Power was blocked, losing such a big card like Display of Power, and even looking at the build queue, like right now, I have not gotten a single Star Destroyer on the board. Interdictor doesn't count, no matter how much I like them. Okay, Interdictor needs to go on the Death Star because it's the only way to stop the rebels from destroying it. We need to do some reinforcements. We need some reinforcements in Mandalore. Yeah, I mean, we need reinforcements everywhere, quite frankly, but I think Mandalore needs them more than ever. Yeah. I'll put a Stormtrooper on Mandalore. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, deployed. Let's do our missions. Yeah. But we didn't pick a leader. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? I'm not in my game right now. Yeah, but he has 1 extra because he's got... Oh my gosh, I'm messing up. No, he's got 8. Yeah, he's got 8, so I didn't need to recruit a leader. I just did things in reverse. We'll pick the Death Trooper since we have combat missions and conquest. Yeah. So yeah, it's if you don't play this game regularly, it's very easy to mess up. Yeah, and it's me. So you see, like Dubes knows this stuff. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, what leader? But I remember this card was actually pretty decent. Yeah, so this is just capture a leader on one of your probe cards. We drew our missions. Yeah, we did draw our missions. And our probe cards were Alderaan and Kessel. Okay, we can do... We'll do Kashyyyk. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do Kashyyyk. I just realized that I didn't leave a unit behind there, but moving on. This game is being thrown anyway by my excellent gameplay. Yeah. So anyone just jumping in, I have things are not going well. We've had too many missions blocked, so we can't get anything passed. We're making mistakes like leaving Kashyyyk behind, but there's not going to be, base is not going to be in the center of the map. Or if it is in the center of the map, then we are dead anyways. I know Dubes likes to go for a Dagobah base every once in a while. I don't know if he's done that here. I think Andor or Hoth would have been much better base locations. I mean, we just need to start cornering, like just figuring out where the base is, because we don't have any time left. I know he's not played a single reputation card, but I'm guessing that's just because he's gotten really, really bad luck. That's the only explanation. He's gotten bad luck and he can't get anything through. He does have raid outposts, so, and Ilum is not protected. We're going to move to Dathomir. We have to move to Dathomir. Okay, I think we move to, well, we have kind of a little bit of a setup here. We move to Dathomir, we move to Ryloth, and we have to move to Mustafar. Those are our 3 moves. Now the question is, do we try anything extra or gimmicky? I think we run Rule by Fear in... Where do we run Rule by Fear? I think we can run it in Corellia. But we can't run in Corellia because we need to start a Destroyer in Corellia. And I'm planning on moving Death Star out. But do we need to move the Death Star out? And we kind of do. I mean, he's going to get Ilum. Let's be clear. He's going to get the probe on, or the raid outpost on Ilum. That is definitive. I mean, we don't have the units there. I can move right away. I didn't want to put it in Dagobah because I had a fear that the base might be there, and it still might be there. So yeah, he's going to get Ilum. We can accept that. So that I think we have to play Fuel, keep them in line. It's not Rule by Fear, Matthew. It's Fuel, keep them in line. Okay. So we play Fuel, keep them in line. Do we want to play a Planetary Conquest? I don't think so, because we can't narrow the base down immediately. I think we do run a Gather Intel because we need, but we don't have units. We don't have units on the board, and he does. That's fine. We've managed to stop him from getting any Mon Calamari cruisers, but that is like, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here when it comes to bonuses for us, things that we have an advantage. Yeah. I think we have to try Rule by Fear again. I know the next one isn't the build queue, and he's probably going to sabotage it anyway, but at least if we do Rule by Fear this turn, we could try a Interdictor next turn, which may or may not block the sabotage slightly with Taj. So yeah, I think we run a Rule by Fear. No, so we have to make 1, 2, 3 to Dathomir. We're gonna do Rule by Fear with Tarkin and Coruscant, or if you'll keep them in line. Rule by Fear, we can run. We'll run with. I think we just put, like, we don't have a one diplomacy because Tarkin's away. We'll put Vader on to scare him. Yeah, he hasn't. The only card that he's played is his. Okay, no, he has played both cards. He played Leia. Yeah, and Piet can gather intel. Yeah, he's got 2. Okay. Yeah, this is not great. Okay, well, we know where the base is now. It's either in Tatooine or Ryloth, and we don't know Ryloth, but we do know Tatooine. No, we don't know either. What am I talking about? So this is not great. He's trying to obviously destroy the fleet and strand a bunch of innocent Imperials down on Geonosis with the bugs. Okay, let's be clear. The chances of us winning here are quite low. We need some insane dice rolls, and that is not what we've been getting. I think we play the Gazanti card because it's just so good. Oh, never mind. Oh, that was Akbar's card that I was talking about. You cannot play space tactics. That is fantastic. Yeah. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Okay. I should have placed a leader to not retreat. Oh my goodness. You see, I had stuff for the beginning. Like I knew what I was doing at the beginning because that's fairly regular. But as you go into the game, you've got to have these kind of things programmed into your head of like things to do. Like I should have put a leader there, but I was just so focused on other stuff that I was going to do that I was like I didn't react quickly enough. And sometimes that's what the game comes down to. Yeah, that is just a shame. When I put in the Discord, which I don't think anyone's watching who's not in the Discord, but if you aren't, or if you're watching the VOD, join the Discord. It's in the channel description. When I put in the Discord and Dupe's like, yeah, let's play a game. I was like, this is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, and it definitely is. He is. If he played in the 2025 tournament, which we can talk about that all day, but if he played in that tournament, he would have. I think he would have won. He's just such a great, especially Rebel player. If he was Rebels in the last few games, grand finals, he would have won. He's just such a great player. Such a great player. Okay, we need to do Dathomir. We just need to lock it down, and we need to start moving. We know where the base is. We know the base is in Tatooine, but the base can be moved. The base can be moved, and he most likely has Rapid, probably Riken on it. So we just need to prepare for when the base moves. If the base moves, of course. That's also a fair point, because why would he move the base right now when there's absolutely nothing up in the top part of the map? You see, I do not know these route cards. What is this? Well, dice even found. And this is just killing more innocent civilians. Yeah, I mean, like we can't really block it. Yeah, we don't have anybody. Oh, sabotage. Okay. Well. Okay, fine. But interesting that he played Han first. I mean, we're not deploying there anyway, but I'm surprised he didn't try to retreat. Yeah, he needs more fists just in case. Who knows? Maybe Vader's on subversion. He's not on subversion. He is not on subversion. Okay. I say we gather intel because right now our moves need to change. We're not moving down to the southeast corner of the map because that fleet needs to help out north. There's just no way. There's just no way. And I feel like the Death Star now has to cover where that fleet in Sulus is. But I think we gather intel. Where can we gather intel? Leia's still there. So maybe we do play fuel, keep them in line, and then gather intel in. Yeah, this is tough. Okay, I think we play fuel, keep them in line because we need to get that done anyway. And this kind of baits out Leia to block instead of blocking the gather intel. Okay, we're gonna flip. Obviously that and Kato. So now we know it's not Kato. We know the base is in. What's he doing? Yeah, well, we're not blocking that anyway. So the base is in here or here. That is certain. I'm guessing it's Ryloth, honestly. Because he knows how I play. I play a little bit more conservative. I don't move out too early. I mean, this is, again, based on 6 months ago of Rebellion, but who knows? Yep. Okay, our turn. So he didn't block, which is a shame. Because we need to play Gather Intel now. And we need more space units on the map. Maybe we should have played Fuel, keep them in line. Oh, no, we played the one that flips a rebel system, but we already lost that. Okay. we have to move up north. We have to move up north with the fleet and sauce, because otherwise, what? He's just gonna hunker down and have a good time. Now, we do have a Star Destroyer Gazanti and an AC. He has way too many Y-Wings and X-Wings. We do not have enough stuff. That fleet is not moving anywhere. We have to reinforce with a Striker and a TIE Fighter when we deploy. Yeah. Yeah, we'll move Palps in. Okay. Well, yeah, go for it. We're not blocking. There's too many intel points. We don't have any to block. Also, it's not going to do anything. Okay. I said we try to bait him out with the Rule by Fear so we can pass the Gather Intel. Rule by Fear will do in Naboo. Yeah, because we don't want any sabotage or subjugation nonsense going on there that you can play with his reputation or with any of his cards. Although I think that card is in the base deck. That, again, that's why I need to familiarize myself a bit more with the Rebel Route deck, because that is just something I don't play very often. This is advice. If you're ever playing against me, always play the Rebel Route deck if I'm Empire, because I just have no idea what's coming up. What's John doing? He's building loyalty in Toydaria. Is that somewhere he rapid mobilized and he's potentially moving the base there? I don't know. I could not tell you. Okay, I'm looking at the board now, and there's not many units we haven't moved yet. So I do think that we block this. I know we don't have a diplomacy leader, but John is not very good at diplomacy. People really can't trust him. So maybe Taj can be a reasonable guy. 33% chance? That's Cigar. I know, but we shouldn't have, because John has intel points. Damn it. And there's still stuff on the board. I mean, also it's not going to block anything. Okay, it looks like he is finishing us off. We don't have any leaders there, because I decided not to move any leaders, apparently. Well, we can do the ATSC card at this point. I mean, we just need to deal some damage. He is retreating? No, he is canceling. Next round. Okay, so right now we can do 2 damage. So he's, no, but he said he's gonna, oh yeah, cancel and retreat. And he retreated the units there. Yeah, okay. Okay. And he's attacking, so we roll second, yeah. Crit and a hit. Okay, crit is, we'll do the trooper and the trooper, yeah. Yep, and there's an objective. Okay, that's the first objective that's been played. He hasn't played anything on Ilum yet. We're gonna deal 1 black damage. Yeah, but because... Yeah. Because he destroys it, that means that it doesn't get to roll any dice. Yeah, that's right. The scoring does begin right here. I hate how much the screen lags when you move, but again, I'll let that go. Yeah, this game, I think it's, maybe the title needs to be changed. Maybe it's not returning to Rebellion. Maybe it's, how not to play Star Wars Rebellion. And we don't even get to draw many intel cards because we waited so long and he's moved all the units out of the base and onto Ryloth, where the real base is. But no. That's just fantastic. Let's see how long. We've been almost an hour in. Yeah, about 59 minutes in. And things have really not gone well. And that, see, that's the problem. If you play bad as a Imperial, or as a Rebel player, the game's over right away. If you play bad as an Imperial player, you're going to be slowly choked, like, because they have to gain reputation. You're just going to try to fight back, but you're going to realize you don't have enough units to fight back. So it's like a slow chokehold that happens when you're losing as an Imperial player. Whereas as a Rebel player, they'll find the base, destroy the base, and you're done. We got Hoth, which is quite decent, and we got Mustafar, which is also quite decent. But again, just take a look at the board. He's got Mustafar. He's got Bespin. He's got Ord. And he's got Ryloth, where the base is. We can erase that mark because we know where the base is. Or else he wouldn't have Richie there. I mean, maybe he's baiting us. Maybe he's baiting us. I don't know. Yeah, we have to discard one. We'll do... Honestly, we'll do double our efforts. Maybe there's some nonsense we could do with draw them out and then carbon freeze, but it's just... Double our efforts is not going to do anything because we can't get anything on the board. Let's get this stuff on the build queue. We're not building, obviously, because it's the 5th turn. Yep, leader. Look at me, already forgetting. We used John's card and... not John, this is... What's this guy's name again? He's Palpatine's supporter. So we're going to get ready for action with Veers. Because we have planetary conquests. And he's got Jin. Okay. Is he replacing a leader, or does he have a card? Just thinking, okay. Yeah, and he'll just take the card because it's a card that shares a leader.
This resistance.
Yeah, that's one thing I do remember. Jin, not a great leader. Similar to, I think it's just because her cards are just really that bad. I think one of them is, she thinks she shares one card with Chirrut, and it removes a triangle on a planet and flips it to loyal, but because that's doesn't matter anymore because people put space units and not ground triangle units anymore. It's something you learn as you play the game. I don't know why I'm giving advice, as I clearly do not know how to play the game. Okay, this card is not great. Because the rebel player gets to see more probe cards. Yeah. I honestly, this game has gone so downhill that I need to start asking, or we need to start asking, if it's time to just... Okay, he'll kill Riken. If we need to start asking if it's just time to, you know, start doing some capture nonsense. Like, do a draw them out, do a capture, do a carbon freeze. Depending, obviously, on what leaders he has benched. But, wow. Dupes, just, he can really mess you up. You see, like, Ready for Action, it's, from what I remember, it's a very decent card if you know how to play it right, like many cards in this game. But that's the thing, I don't know how to play it right. I need to start looking back. This is just to show what can happen. This entire stream, I don't know if I'll turn it into a video since the footage is so laggy. I don't know if maybe it's not laggy when you convert it on the streaming software. But this is just an example of what happens when you don't play any game, really, for a long enough amount of time, because you just start forgetting so many of the basic things that, you know, keep you playing as a good player. Okay, let's start planning a little bit. If he moves the base to Endor, we're just done for. If we move the base to Endor, we need to focus on getting to Ryloth. So we're gonna put the Striker and the TIE Fighter up in Naboo, because if we can't get the fleet there, if we lose the fleet like we did in Geonosis, then we're not gonna be able to get anything done. I think we leave the AT-AT and the tank on the build queue, because we need it in Naboo pronto. This thing is going to move and capture Ilum. That's going to be his first move. Oh my goodness. We'll put the Stormtrooper on Coruscant. Like, if you look at the map, and if you squint a little bit, then maybe we're not doing so bad. Maybe we're not doing so bad. Okay. We're doing bad. We are doing extremely bad. What were our last two probes? Tordera and Hoth. Forgot to cover Dathomir because we went there. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Alderaan is probed. Okay. I'm just thinking where he's going to move the base. Because, like, our only hope right now is that the base is moved. Because right now we cannot assemble a large enough fleet to attack Ryloth. We just can't. Okay. We have to start thinking about some planetary conquests or capture stuff. He's gonna move to Ilum. That is certain. You know what? Like, I'm done. I'm done. We're gonna do captures. There's no point in gathering intel anymore. It's far too late into the game. Even though it doesn't look like it because the reputation marker has not moved that much. We just don't have the units. We're gonna do the interdictor because we need to block a potential sabotage. Yeah. Is that all that we do? We could try to flip loyalty in Ryloth so that he can't deploy there anymore. But the base isn't revealed. So like this is one of the cool strategies that you can do as a REL player is you can leave the base hidden. Oh, and I pressed something. What is this? Oh. What did I press? Moving on. It seems like everything's loaded. Okay, I think things are still... Yeah, the board looks fine. Things are deployed. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. We need to get stuff on the board. We have our interdictors coming down. I'm going to do trade negotiations so we can stop some deployment in Ryloth, but I feel like that may be in vain. We kind of just need to stop stuff from happening. So maybe we don't need to do carbon freeze. Maybe we could save for later. I still think we should do the capture. But maybe we don't do carbon freeze so we can keep Krennic's Finest to block any potential combat missions that he has. Yeah, that only feels right. We don't need to do intercept transmission because we don't have any systems that, like, there aren't many systems that would want probe cards, and it just feels like a waste of a leader. The question is, what are we moving? We're gonna chase down that. I don't think Deathmere needs to move because we have Gavin and Dantooine on the go. Felucia we went to, and the base can't be there temporarily. Yeah, we just don't have a fleet to do this. I'm going to move... We're going to move the Death Star to Corellia. We're going to move the fleet up to Geonosis. But can we even move the fleet up to Geonosis? It's too much to think about, honestly. Okay, we're going to do Planetary Conquest. And what I'm thinking here... Well, I don't think I'm thinking much. But what I'm thinking here is we need to reinforce the forces on Geonosis. Because we're going to attack from Geonosis into Ryloth. That's the only way. We need to scare him a little bit. Like, I know this sounds bad, but we don't really have another choice but to do that. Now, what did we want to play first? We wanted to play Interdictor Development in case he tries to stop anything that happens in Corellia. He tries to do sabotage, tries to slow us down. I mean, I know we are already so far behind, and we're not going to get this Star Destroyer in time for anything useful. The one that's going to be... Is it going on the third? On space 2 of the build queue, yeah. gather intel or infiltration. Oh my goodness, I'm confusing the two. Do we want to block? I don't think so. But like again, what are we moving? That's the question we have to ask. What are we moving? And Jin is such a bad leader that I am going to block. They can't kill Piet because there's nothing on the ground. Yeah, see? Jin always fails. Don't use that in your games. Okay. Before anything is put down in Ryloth, maybe we should do trade negotiations. Or maybe we should move Krennic's Finest into Geonosis and then to Planetary Conquest, but that doesn't feel right. Imagine if the base were in Tatooine. That would be pretty crazy one day. And then we were to just do Planetary Conquest into Tatooine, and just win the game, because that would be enough damage. But I don't think it is, because dupes wouldn't risk that. Okay, we're gonna do Planetary Conquest into Geonosis. We need boots on the ground still in Coruscant, so this is it. This is the entire force. We used the ATSC card already. So what options do we have? We're not going to flip the combat. We can do a red damage. He hasn't used the... that's just a trooper. I thought that was, you know, striker. No. The Vanguard. Okay, we're going to deal 1 red damage. Okay, we get 2 red, 3 red, and 1, 2, 3 black. Yeah, we killed him pretty good. Now the question is if we want to roll to heal, which I think we do. Yeah, he gets 3 rolls. We get 1 heal off, but it doesn't matter anyway because it's 4 damage. Doesn't matter because it's 4 damage and the AT has 3 health. Kill doesn't matter. Crit kills the Stormtrooper and the AT-AT. Was that worth it? Absolutely not.
This resistance.
He's playing Andor's card, Andor's card, which is just great. It's a great card. It's a great card. That's what I'm saying. It's a great card. Not great for me, but it is a great card. We have to move the Death Star to Ord. Dathomir's covered. We're moving the fleet up to Geonosis. Palps is occupied negotiating stuff. That's what Palps does, his negotiation thing, so we can't really use him for this. Piet is busy there, so yeah. See, I could have planned this better. I could have planned this better if I kept Palpy and Palpy to move. Then we could have played his card in Geonosis in case he attacks. But now we just have to move the fleet to Geonosis and hope for the best, prepare for the worst. There is capture available. We have to consider that. She has a fist and a baby fist. Do you want to capture her? I say we move Tarkin. No, we should wait on that.
This resistance.
They just so many things went wrong, and if they went right, we would have been in such a better spot. I always say that if you're failing too many missions, things are definitely gonna go wrong quickly. Why was I saying about the Death Star going to Ord? The Death Star needs to go down here to this part of the map, and the Death Star is the last line of defense, really. But objectives are going to be start to be scored left and right. So Death Star is going up to Corellia. But of course, that leaves Coruscant open to attack the core, attack Coruscant, whichever one steals it, because he still has Ord. And he deploys 2 units there and just blows up Coruscant. That is not great. We do have a tank and an AT-AT on the build queue. Okay, we're building an alliance. And of all places, Bothwy. Why not? More speeders on the queue for him. Yeah, just mess things up too quickly, too easily. Too many units for him. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start making moves. Tarkin's moving the entire fleet to Geonosis. Okay, rapid mobilization, like which just a skip turn basically for the rebels to just want to see what you do next. Okay, he is blocking, which is not good for us. Well, I would say that's okay, but it really isn't. Right now, the last thing we want is more missions being blocked. Now we don't have the opportunity for carbon freeze. Yeah, said it many times throughout the stream, but Jubes is a good player. Yeah, he's gonna destroy the interdictor. He's gonna destroy the interdictor. I'm not gonna block because we need to move. We need to move. The fleet in Dathomir, I feel like it's not doing enough. We need to at least block Ord in case he tries to attempt something on Coruscant. This is just, yeah. A game of throws. A game of throws. A game that lacked planning. Yeah, that's certain. And the fleet in Dathomir, it has to move somewhere. He's not moving the base. He's in too good of a position. Yep, that's always a good rebel objective because, you know, can't capture stuff. He did show one objective card, but it's the long war, which means, you know, throw two objective cards into the pit. Yeah. That's not going to be played anyways because he's getting too many good objectives. Yeah, like, see, I look at this card and I don't, nothing pops up in the head. Like, I don't think immediately, oh, that's that card, of course. Yeah. Okay, we got Tatooine and Kato. Tatooine and Kato. Tatooine's nice because obviously confirms that it's relative, but I didn't think that he'd try anything gimmicky. We're not recruiting anyone, we're building. Chat, rejoice. We got our first Star Destroyer. We are too many turns into the game, but we did get our first Star Destroyer. It's over, isn't it? I never knew that's what those buttons did. Rewind. You know, if I hovered over it, I guess I would know. But rewind time. Yeah. Okay. Okay. He's deployed. We can't deploy anything in Geonosis because I didn't plan ahead and I didn't think to remove the sabotage. 6 months ago I would have, but apparently not now. We need to reinforce the fleet in Corellia. Yeah, we'll drop the AT-AT and the Striker there. We don't have any Corvettes, Gazantes, ACs, whatever you want to call them, on the way, which is not good. Put the tank there, put the tank and the trooper there, just in case he tries to try something in Coruscant. I don't think he will, though. Basically, he's got 1 tier 2 objective, which is probably just the Death Star plans. Put a trooper in Stellas. Just look at the obscene amount of units that he has on the way. That is just not right. I guess we'll put a trooper. Mandel. There you go. We haven't played a single of our cards. Track them. Could have played if I put a leader in Geonosis. Ready for action. I don't know how to play that card very well. We took it mainly for Veers. If I read it, I'll probably do well, but also unlikely to play because he's got just the whole Rebel fleet in Ryloth. Palpatine, I think what we need to do is place Palpatine in Geonosis to defend. We'll use his action card, of course, but mainly to defend of the incoming Rebel attack. But the Rebels don't have to attack, of course. Now, do you risk floating Palpatine on a mission? Probably not. Okay, let's get some missions done. No point in doing R&D right now. Rule by fear, we can't do rule by fear because we can't remove the sabotage because we can't flip it to a loyal system. So we'll do a capture. No. So we'll do discredit rebellion. Just make him make a decision to potentially remove a sabotage mark so we can potentially get something on Geonosis. Our next deployment has to be in Rhodia, because we need to get some stuff there, but we don't have anything that can transport units, so yeah. No point in gathering intel. We would get 2 cards. Yeah, Wombat's in the chat. Maybe it's better to look away right now. There's nothing. Yeah, we've not done too well. Who knows that after 6 months of not playing the game, things can. You don't play as well. You don't play as well. Our last 2 probe cards were okay. Okay. Well, we have to slowly push down Geonosis to eventually try and get the sabotage marker off unless Madi does it for us, which is unlikely. I think he would take the luck of losing, or the chance of losing 1 reputation. No one ever does good against dupes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've played a decent amount of games with him. You learn that pretty quick, though. You learn that pretty quick. Never felt more hopeless. Yeah, maybe Dupes wasn't the best player to play against first, as my first game going back, but it made for a good thumbnail, or a good title featuring Dupes. Like, oh my goodness, who Dupes? What he's gonna be playing? Okay. I think the first move, I mean, his first move might be to attack Geonosis, but does he even need to attack Geonosis at this point? And then our move would be to go with Palpy and just block. So we can do according to my design. And then after that, we're just spreading. We're moving to Ord, we're stopping that. Where we have to move the Death Star up. Like, we just don't have enough. We just don't have enough things to do. Because all of our fleets have either been stopped by him stopping our missions, or blowing us up with, like, the two interdictors that we were going to get down, never got down because fix the microphone. Never got down because of things that he blocked. Let's just go. Let's go. Yeah, he said he was expecting Oslo. If the lag wasn't so bad. But I don't, there's no point in attacking right now. We just don't have enough units to do anything about it. And I feel like we have to play defensively. If he chooses to attack right now, then we have to play Palpy. He'll attack us. But there's just no hope. There's just no hope for us to win with the amount of units we have in Geonosis. God. Thank you for the wish of luck, but we're definitely going to need it. We are definitely going to need it. Dubes is having a think. That's good. Like, you know, made him think for like 10 seconds. Okay, we're bringing Palpian. I've learned that, you know, it's pretty important to bring leaders in. You'll pick that up after your, you know, first couple games. Oh my god, this has gone just not very well, to put it lightly. I hate how much it lags. Like, I'm gonna spend at least an hour after this figuring out why it lags. Maybe I need to contact my streaming service. Why not? Okay. 2 black hits says red. He wants to wipe the Star Destroyer. Yeah, we have no. He wipes the fleet and it's over. We. Did we not play this card, or did he cancel it? No, but this should have gone in the discard. No. Let's see what he thinks. Two damage. Yeah. He already put the TIE Fighter up for us. Okay. He got 2 damage on, and a whole bunch of other damage because he played Wedge's card and he got a decent roll. Okay, he wants to Star Destroyer down. Yeah, he canceled out his dice. Okay. Okay. So we get to kill a very decent amount of stuff. I think we want to kill all the Y-Wings. Yeah, we'll do the reroll. Don't worry. Is that one to reroll? He has 6 damage. Yeah, we're not healing that. And that's the only blanks we got. Yeah. Okay, heal does not matter. But this does. Okay, so we can get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can get rid of all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have our 2 red hits, which we can place on the transport because there's nothing else. Actually, no, we have our crit as well. So we can get rid of the Nebulon B. Yeah. Now, we don't retreat. We don't retreat here because we can't transport enough stuff. We're gonna have to leave at least 4 TIE fighters behind. But maybe we do retreat because those units can be saved. I'm gonna stay as well. No, actually, no. I'm gonna retreat. I'm gonna retreat with the Gazanti. Bring everything back to Naboo. Deploy with some extra stuff. We don't have extra stuff to deploy, let's be honest. Retreat to Naboo. Because we still have the TIE fighter card. We can keep... We're only going to keep this. So we're bringing these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And we're going to try and take out the Moncal. Why? You're asking the wrong person. We get to deal 2 damage. Yeah. So we're going to do 2 on the Moncal. He wipes us out. We expected this. Our goal is to... Yes, and of course he heals. Okay, we get to save 1. And we put... And because he blocked... Yeah, he just blocked everything. We get 1 crit. We get 1 crit on an X-Wing. Yeah. And he retreats, obviously, from here. Allowing us to keep 1 TIE fighter that lived throughout that entire battle. Okay. Moving on. Okay. We're playing Discredit Rebellion now. And making him make the decision early on. I think that's only right. But can he kill Osel? No, but he can't kill Osel because he's done moving units out. Okay, he's removing all the sabotage markers. It's giving us a chance. A slim chance, because we did move out of Geonosis, but a chance, nevertheless. Yeah, Ozel's dead. Yeah, he came out of light speed too close to the system. Yeah. If we had a striker there, we could have canceled, but not happening. Also, wow, not the strategic commander we thought he was. Very well. See, it's plays like those that we don't need to defend it. We need all the people we can get that keep me up at night. Leaving Ozil all alone. And now he's moving inside the base, so we only get one probe card. Just not ideal. I mean, go for it, yeah. But we don't, like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. We don't have anyone to block. Just chuck it away. And now we'll have, imagine this, a plan the assault on the Death Star. He did lose his Nebulon though, so probably, and there's no units in the base, so probably not gonna happen. But upcoming, coming to a neighborhood near you. Well, we'll get our one probe card. Endor, that's nice. Yeah. And there's the support of the Mon Calamari. Okay. Yeah. It's so much fun, especially when you start losing. When things start taking like a lower, things start, your plans are being messed with. You tend not only to play worse, but I mean, you tend to think worse as well because you're like, oh my goodness, you're enraged and whatever. Like, yeah, because like, what moves can I really make now? I can kill some rebels in Ilum, but we already have Ilum as a probe. He just got another Mon Calamari on the build queue. We don't have any Gazantes to move out. There's no missions to block because it's Mon Mothma that's left. Rule by Fear, that's unnecessary because there's something to Rule by Fear on. Like, you gotta have this kind of stuff planned out. Just, you can't even Rule by Fear in my Yido because of Leia. We'll flip Mandalore, sure. Oh, yeah. Yes, this is one of the really powerful route deck cards. Yeah. We don't even have a laser for the base, but I don't know. I feel like there's enough ground units to take care of it. Really? Is there? Not really. I guess he's gotten so many speeders on the queue. And it's going to get another speeder on the queue. Yeah. Yeah. There is little hope for us now. You see, and this is where I should have planned better, because I have 2 leaders that are really not going to be doing anything. I've effectively wasted 2 leaders by not having them on missions or not blocking any of the rebel missions. Could I have, maybe should I block Leia? Probably. What's John gonna do? I have no idea. What could John do? I don't know. I don't have the route deck memorized enough. We'll put Krennic's finest so far. There you go. Done. This is a good learning game, I'd say. That's what we'll call it. Build lines. Yeah. Well, we're not doing anything with Veers anyway, so block. He's gonna roll. Oh yeah, because yeah. Okay. Okay, perfect. Pass and moving on. Did he do rapid? He did not do rapid. But he did get public support, 6 loyalty, moved it 1 more. Next turn, he's gonna get 1 more, and yeah, it's gonna be done. Over the dark to collect money. We don't have any captured leaders. We don't have time. We don't have time to do anything. Yeah, it's just we're giving Dubes a little fight back, a punch back. But he's gonna score an objective card, so it will be too late. Yeah, it'll be too late. So all we can do is stop him from scoring an objective card back. We can't really do that. Well, at least I have a goal for today, which is to figure out why the stream lags so much, because this is not the most enjoyable viewing experience. I wonder if it's with other games. Like, would it lag in other games, or is it a tabletop simulator thing? I don't know. Has it been a fun experience? No, of course it has. I mean, not playing a game for 6 months and then coming back into it and facing against a very decent player. Yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. Well, we have a collect. Oh, short him. We have a collect bounty. So, time to do some carbon freezing. Yeah, a technical one, I'd say, yeah. I just wish it didn't lag so much. I never paid attention to it when I streamed before. Yeah, that's very weird. Yeah, not a close match for Dude. So let's make things quick for him. The Dubes is just such a nice guy. I like to sit through this, but maybe he enjoys it. Maybe he enjoys, the quick rebellion game. Get it past. Let's say like 2 hours and you're done. Like, I would. You're just going to Tatooine to, I don't know, maybe mess around a little bit, have a good time. Well, let's get that bounty of ours. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. He decided not to block that. Oh, yeah, what am I doing? We still have to roll. Oh, that is the wrong ring. See, like, I don't even know what the stuff is. Okay, so we got John. Just gonna torture him. But yeah, it doesn't matter because there's one dude there. So the second anything, yeah, he's gonna free him. I'm just doing this to cycle through combat cards. Look at me talking about strategy. Well done, Vader. Yeah. Now, does he want to retreat somewhere? Or does he want to just stay in Rodian block? See, John's free and he's back in the base. He's having a good time. So now Palps, look. The game is over a turn or two ago. Yeah. There's no reason to stress about it. I just have the worst luck on the planet. That's good. Welcome back, I guess. Yeah. The dice have not treated me too well. Of course, I have not played well at all. Let's be very clear on that. I have just been playing like absolute crap. But the dice not treating me too well either. Let's do Taj to Geo. Or to. Yeah, he wants to call. Yep. Fair enough. Yeah, this hasn't been the most close game. I don't want to torch. Fair enough. Yeah, he'll discard these two. He had threatened the core. That's why I locked down that area. Yeah, and the square icons. So, yeah, yeah, that was just what a game. What a game. So let's see what mission cards he had that he didn't use. I mean, he used Vader. So he had Yoda. Doesn't matter. Plant explosives not amazing. His objective cards were very decent. He just didn't play them very early on in the game, which is a surprise. Maybe I did a very good job. So I think what this has taught me is that my early game was pretty good. He's showing the probes that he knew weren't because he did rapid, but I think my early game was pretty good. Like I stopped objectives from being played, but then after that, I just didn't know how to. Not only were the odds stacked against me apparently, but things just like I wasn't able to move my fleets out. Yeah, like he's saying, and he's not listening in obviously because he'd see my cards and all that. But yeah, I started off pretty well, but then things just went downhill. Yeah, but yeah, so it was just like Dube said, the early game was pretty decent, but just because so many things didn't go my way and I didn't play properly when it comes to conquering, especially we never think about it this way. We never enter the bottom right corner of the map. We never got there. Not once did a single Imperial unit step foot into there. Yeah. They were just mistakes all around. Yeah, I didn't pay attention enough to my probes. I just didn't because I honestly don't know why. I guess I hadn't played the game in so long that I didn't realize how important it is to plan out where you have looked, where you haven't looked, all that. So yeah, definitely mistakes made, but lessons learned to be sure. Yeah. That's true. The turn 1 and 2 moves do like they are game changing because that's where your fleets are going to be positioned. Obviously, you have like the hubs where you want them, like Geonosis, Mandalore, Sullust, where they can always go anywhere. But yeah. So, yeah, Dubes is giving me a compliment, saying that the 1 and 2 moves were turn 1 and 2 moves were pretty decent, but uh, yeah, that's true because I needed Piet, like I needed Piet ready to go, ready for action. No pun intended. On like on times when I didn't want him to retreat and I needed somebody to help with the combat. Like I had the basics of the game down. Like I had it all in my head, but the placing leaders on missions, the combat management. I've never been good at combat management, even when I played this game a lot. I need to work on that definitely a lot more. Yeah, a lot of options to attack because he was never on. I never played a single of my leader's cards other than Palpy, which was just kind of like, oh, okay, oh well, let's mitigate some damage. Yeah, his card is good for space battles because it just removes the opportunities for the rebels to retreat. And obviously, Piet has 3 space. Yeah, we can have a quick discussion. Yep. So I'd say, pretty fun game overall. Quick few things.